Hi, welcome back. It is literally the very next day, but I am coming straight back for episode two. I sat and I watched episode one, and I am relatively impressed with how I did and how it came out. So I have been bit by the bug of a very marginal success, and came home inspired and excited and ready to put even more effort into it and do it again. But I also remembered on my way home that I told myself and you that this episode would be an hour long. And that is something that, after having taken 24 hours to think on, has become no easier. But I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. Me and Gigi and you are going to sit here and chat for. Hey, hey. Hey, calm down. Is it my watch? It's my watch. It's definitely my watch. Anytime there's a reflection on the ceiling or on the wall or literally anything small and fast, she freaks out and makes this crazy noise, and goes crazy and wild. So, for my, your, and her sake, I'll take the watch off for now. Uh, but yeah, I I think it went okay. I think, like I said, I did not terrible. I don't think that it was the most substantive and like high quality piece of video or audio that I've ever consumed, but I said yesterday and will continue to say over and over again, to both you and myself, because it helps me not freak out about the fact that I'm doing something new and weird and hard, but it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be like top tier entertainment at the moment. It's not going to be like life-changing advice or incredibly well worded things, exhibit A, but I will take steps, and over time things will improve, hopefully. That was a risky gesture. I'm gonna not do that one again. Also, the video and audio quality, I'm not in love with, but is also once again just a consequence of the fact that I'm sort of just starting and don't have super high quality equipment. I'm shooting on a camera that I already have and recording in free audio software. So it's probably not going to look or sound exactly how I want it to right at this very moment. So that's something that I have to just get over and do the best with what I have. And that's what I think I did. I think that it looks and it sounds good, like fine, but it can get better and it will get better. I would like to make that assurance because it's a little but I am also more than open to recommendations or any advice on how to do this better, but in a perfect world for free, preferably for as cheap as possible. Uh, I want it to be a high quality product, but the budget is non-existent. It's I'm using what I got right now, so that's where we're at. I think it went okay. There's there's some things that I would like to change and improve, and I'm going to slowly do that as I continue the process. But the main thing I realized after going back and watching everything was I didn't really talk at all about myself. I didn't introduce me, and I don't want to be too vapid, but like I'm sort of the most important person in this whole operation. So I figured I would give you the opportunity to get to know me a little bit better and also consciously take the chance to introduce myself better. Uh, Part of what I was talking about yesterday was that I want to be more personal. I want to be a little more out there, a little more open and honest, a little more direct with the outside world. So that's what I've decided to do. I have a tiny, I guess not super tiny, but somewhat small list of fun facts about Elijah that I think are relevant or applicable to the general topics that I'm going to be talking about. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to overcomplicate it and talk too much about it. I'm just going to do it. I'm 25 years old. I sort of feel smack dab in the middle of like the the popular young generation right now, like the like 17 to 22, and then there's like me, like 25 to 30, and then there's 30 plus. So I'm sort of in that middle gray zone, like milieu of your. I guess I've just sort of entered my late 20s, but I feel like you get what I'm trying to say. I've gotten to the point that I need to at least a little bit have my life together. I don't, and other people don't expect me to have like everything figured out yet because I haven't been working at it that long. But it's been long enough that you should sort of have a general sense of yourself and what you want your life to look like put together by now. I don't know exactly how great of a job of that I've done, if I'm being honest. I think that I have done a decent job of figuring out who I am, like as a person, and what I think and what I believe. But in terms of getting my life in order, that's probably the biggest gap that I haven't filled. Uh, there's a whole lot of stuff that I want to do that I've already ranted a bunch about, so I won't get too deep into again right now. But I haven't done it, and like I said, the reason that it hasn't happened is me, and I have fully sort of swallowed that really big pill at this point, due to the fact that I just turned 25 and it's not literally the middle, but I am approaching from a decent distance. Not close, but like kind of getting to the middle of my life. And uh, it's time to get some more shit in check, including myself. So that's part of why we're doing this. That's part of why I'm making a lot of changes in my life. I intend to record an entire episode about the adjustments that I'm making in like my day-to-day routine and how I intend to track those, stick to those, and also just throughout the days and the weeks and the months and the years, I intend to keep you in the loop in terms of what positive changes I've seen from those, what negative changes come about if any of those happen. But I think the list of things that I'm doing is all net positive. I am doing this and putting a lot more effort into the fun side work of my life, which is, like I said, immediately very fulfilling. At work all day today, I was like, I think I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna record another episode. I fuck next week. I'm ready. I'm just gonna do it right now. That felt great to sit there and review what I had done and not absolutely hate it. That was a big plus because I was fully prepared to absolutely hate it. I didn't think I was going to like it. I'm very critical of myself. I have super high expectations and they're usually unfair because, like I've said for the millionth time, I'm just now fucking starting doing this. I'm not supposed to be at the very peak of the mountain in terms of expertise yet. So, giving myself grace on that, and I think we're in a good place for now in terms of that. I'm going to take it very slow. We're going to we're going to take our time. We're going to take our time. We're going to take it easy because uh if I sit there and overthink it a ton and freak myself out and delete the footage that I have and start over 1,000 times, I'm not making any progress. I need to just push through and get through the process and trust that I will improve as we go. And that is what we're going to do. We're going to move the fuck on. We're going to move on to something else about me. Uh, Damn, these are all kind of just like icebreaker lame, but whatever. Born and raised in Wichita, Kansas. I have never moved. I have never even like short term lived anywhere else. Spent my whole life here. Uh, if you are from here, you can probably understand the severe lack of shit that I can think of to say to you about this city. It's the biggest city in like the lamest state in the country. So like how much bragging rights do you get from that? Not a ton, unfortunately, but that's fine. Uh if you're not from here, you don't really like understand the cool stuff about the city, so you sort of have to visit here a lot or live here to get it or whatever. But a lot of people beat up on it. A lot of people say it's fucking horrible. I hate living here. Wichita's so lame and so boring. And those people are right. It is not like the most lively, entertaining, like youth focused, like party, fun shit to do all the time type city. Yes, that is true. But I also do greatly appreciate the fact that I didn't have to grow up in like a super populated, very like people stacked up on top of each other, crowded type environment because that would have not been conducive to me at all. Uh, Loud environments, crowded environments, uh, freaked me out a lot as a kid, and I still don't really function super well in crowds. But I mean, it's not like a complete dysfunction at this point. I'm good, but um, yeah, I think I count it as a little bit more of a blessing than the average person from here if you ask them. So I have a decent relationship with my hometown, which, like I said, is better than a decent amount of people from Wichita can say, and better than a decent amount of people across the board can say. So I'm not mad at it. Uh, I've done just fine. I don't know. Yeah, there's literally nothing to say about this city. It's one of the cities of all time, and that's about it. Uh, Graduated high school in 2019. Class of 2019, Northeast Magnet. Go Griffins. Uh, the last year before the pandemic started and the public school system got even more fucked up than it already was before all of that shit happened. So count myself very lucky for that. Definitely like snuck under the gate at the very last second and didn't have to attend a ceremony through a laptop. That works for me. If if my high school career got ruined by COVID, I definitely would have freaked out. I would have been one of those kids that was like screaming and ranting on the internet and complaining to every public representative that I could find. But didn't have to, fortunately. But I didn't go to college because college is lame and it is incredibly expensive. The return on your investment is basically nothing. It used to be a near guarantee for a relatively high placing job in the field of study, but you could have a fucking master's degree and still struggle to get like a mid-level management job in retail these days. Like a master's degree doesn't get you a fucking job at the mall. That might be a little hyperbolic because if you meet mall employees, ugh, read into that. I'm a former mall employee. We'll get into that in a second, but um but yeah, college definitely wasn't for me. I did not function well in the school system that was basically paid for by taxpayers. So I'm not going to invest both 4 years of my time, two minimum, I guess, but 2 to 4 years of my time and tens, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt on the incredibly slim increase in the chances that I would get placed in a job that I would have to depend on my uh freshly adult and ever changing brain to still like from age 18 to 22 or 24 or whatever when you get the job. You have to still like be passionate about what that is. It could completely change in that amount of time. It happens to a lot of people. They end up blowing a ton of money and a ton of time and having to switch majors and start over and spend more time and more money. That is not a dumpster fire that I am going to throw myself headfirst into. Not doing it. Not interested in that. So I didn't do it. I decided that I would just go to work, uh, make enough money that I could live on my own because my home situation was getting a little bit tumultuous and crazy and chaotic and unhealthy. Uh, that is lots of episodes in and of itself. I will save that for later. But yeah, I wanted to move out, have a place for myself, and keep my bills paid, keep myself fed, have some money to do some fun shit with my friends. Because that sounded like so much better of a return on my time and my money than going to more school. I just I thought that sounded better to me. So I chose that instead. I don't I don't knock people for going to college. It is I mean a bunch of people will tell you, "Do not go to college. It is a waste of your time. Do not do it." But I don't know, like mind your business at the end of the day. Like it might be worth it for them if this person wants to spend their days as I don't know, like a cardiologist or a mechanical engineer. We need those people to go to school. Those people need to be smart. They need to know what they're talking about. But if you're just I don't know, interested in like working with your hands and being helpful to people, fuck it. Don't go to college. Get like you could go to like trade school or something if you want, but then get a job in the trades. Start making pretty fucking good money in comparison to the people that have to wait 4 years to get out of college to work full time. That's what I did. It worked out great, didn't it? I'm doing great so far. Whatever. Well, let's not talk about me. We're talking about other people right now. We'll analyze the self here in a little bit, but I'm talking about other people's mistakes, not mine. Um, I'm not mad at you if you go to college if you need to go to college. There are people that need to go to college. So if you need to go to college, go to college. But I knew from like a very young age for the most part, but basically for a fact by my sophomore year of high school that I was not going to be an employee at a company that I didn't own. You know, like I don't like I can operate in an environment that is not self-employed. Obviously, I've made it as far as I have, but I definitely feel like I would thrive in a a situation, a lifestyle, a work style that is entirely self-determined, both in terms of like actual amount of work, the schedule in which I am working, uh, because people specifically uh incredibly hormonal energy drink smashing uh terrible diet, terrible sleep schedule in general beforehand high schoolers should not be waking up literally before the sun is up and then going and trying to learn anything. That is not that's not a winning formula, but it specifically was not for me. I could like physiologically feel my body and my brain turn on. But that was by like third hour class. So the first two classes are basically blown. I mean, my sophomore year, I slept through my math class because it was my first hour. I slept through math probably 70% of the time because I was fucking exhausted. I, like I said, I woke up before the sun was up. I was in the parking lot before the sun was up. And then you want me to sit here and take geometry? You want me to sit here and calculate the inside area of an octagon at 7 o'clock in the morning? No, my brain is fried. This is not the time or the place where I have an opportunity to truly be successful or have the best opportunity to be successful. That comes around like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning when you have had the time to get some light in your eyes and be up and moving, get something to drink, get rehydrated from when you're sleeping, potentially get something to eat. That is when you're actually going to be productive. That's when you work well. Is when you feel good. If you wake up early as shit and drag yourself to school and you're sitting under fluorescent lights staring at a fucking packet of worksheets that you are told to finish and hand in whenever you're done, that isn't gonna work. So it didn't work for me there. If I were to have a standard run of the mill sort of office day job, it's the same shit. You wake up, you go in, you sit in a cubicle under fluorescent lights, and you stare at either white sheets of paper or a computer screen or a projector during a meeting all day. And then you go home and repeat the same shit the next day. No, no, unequivocally, no, I'm not doing that. I didn't like it when I had to do it K through 12. I'm not doing an additional 4 years of school, which, I mean, to be fair, is a little bit more flexible than the normal school because you get to like choose whatever you want to do. But still, I'm not paying to do that. And also, I'm not joining the corporate world or the normal everyday paycheck to paycheck grind. I it has to be something else. I don't know exactly what it's gonna be at the end of the day, but it's going to be something that I can actually like be passionate about. Something I can actually throw myself into and like get behind and just want to do, you know? I want to start doing the things that I want to do. And that is what I'm doing. I am saying it on video into a microphone to hold myself accountable. I'm doing, hey, future Elijah, we are going to start doing the things that we want to do. Got it? Okay. Keep editing this good. I'm proud of you. Uh Yikes. That was a rant. I mean, I'm sure that struck a chord with somebody out there. Someone out there has lived the same experience as me. I don't think I'm that unique. So I hope you got a little bit of mutual out of that. Yeah, I guess. I said that we would get into the mall employee thing. Um, yeah, I just started working out of high school. My first job, technically, my first job was in my family's pizza restaurant. But I'm going to keep saying this over and over again. That's content, that's lots and lots of stories. I'll I'll dig into that at a later date. But setting that one aside because I was 10, that doesn't legally count that, or whatever. Child labor laws are slippery with family businesses. But my first actual job was at Journeys. It was not fun. It uh I mean it's about as fun as selling Vans and Converse to people far too aggressively can be. Um I was a 16-year-old high schooler and I would walk in and they said, "Hey, you have a $1,700 sales goal for tonight." Keep in mind, the store was open. The mall was, I believe, at this time open from 10 to 9, being AM to PM, obviously. I'm in school, so I can't work all day. I only work closing shifts and I'm only able to clock it. Gigi, I'm locked in right now and I need you to not break you're breaking the flow state. She's she's ruining everything. Shit. Come here. Oh, she's running. Oh, she's running. Okay. Come here. Come here. I know. You want to be involved and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But you need to not ruin my footage, okay? I need you to not ruin the video. You can sit in my lap. How about that? How about that? Yeah. Journeys fucking sucked and my manager fired me on some complete bullshit. He was an asshole. Don't like that guy. If he ever happens to see this, fuck you. Okay. We're back, hopefully. For good. Hopefully. No, come here. No, we just got it. Gigi, we just fixed it. We just fixed it. Don't ruin it. I'm gonna tape you inside a cardboard box while I record so you'll leave me alone. That's not true. I don't mean that. Um what was I Journeys. Before the camera, technically it's not her fault. It just randomly died, but she was shaking it, so I'm gonna blame her. Journeys sucked, and my manager is an asshole. If he ever sees this, still upset about it. Wasn't cool. Uh, you fired a 16-year-old for no reason, and you're bald. So, who really wins at the end of the day? You tell me, dude. Who wins? Whatever. That was literally 9 years ago. I should probably get over that. I'm kind of a bitch for that. But whatever. I worked at Journeys and then I went back to the pizza shop after I got fired. And then I got my if my manager ever sees this, she's not gonna like the way that this sounds, but I just really like the job that I have right now. I got the second best job that I've ever had when I worked at PacSun. And I know that PacSun employees get a bad rap, sort of have a reputation of being a somewhat judgmental people, uh, mainly in terms of a person's physical appearance. If I think that's a diplomatic way of putting it. I can attest to the fact that none of the people at the store that I worked at, including myself, management or associates, were the like type of people that think like that. But I've definitely met some other PacSun employees from other stores that are like that and have shopped in their stores and had terrible service and terrible experiences and terrible interactions. But that's on them. We were great. Town East 270. Stand up. Arnett, stand up. I'm gonna send her a link to this so I know that she's gonna watch this. Stand up. Uh yeah, I loved PacSun. It was great, but uh a retail job in the mall sort of has a shelf life as far as I'm concerned. Uh Arnett, I absolutely love you and that is a career for you cuz you make good money doing what you do. So I'm not going to get mad at you for staying there as long as you have been. So I'm not mad at you, but that's not the career choice for me. And I just like I said, it has an expiration date. You can really only do it for so long. It was time to find something a little bit more relevant to what I want to do. Was I selling clothes? Yes, but I don't intend to just sell them. Uh, Sort of learned everything that I can learn about actually operating a storefront and merchandising a store, making stuff look good, and actually making the store function well in terms of like inventory flow. I also got years of experience in terms of relatively low level management of other people. If I'm gonna run a company, I'm going to need to know how to manage people because I'm doing everything myself right now, but I don't intend to do that forever. I will implode if I do. So having the opportunity to learn to delegate and be responsible for a list of tasks, but not do them all yourself, to learn to actually just be good at having this person's good at this, have them do this, and this person's good at this, have them do this. Uh, that was all everything that I got from that job. I greatly appreciate, including the 50% discount. That is also great. But I promise Arnett and I guess you guys as well that I valued the non-monetary gains from that job more. The discount was nice, but the lessons were better. The lessons were better. Um and I mean, I guess that brings us to where we are now. Like I said, it was time to fly the high school job coop. It was time to actually move myself a step forward in some sort of career path. Um, I had a great opportunity through uh, my best friend's dad, who's very looped into the art world here in town. He knew somebody who was looking for somebody to work in a screen printing shop, and that is exactly what I was trying to find. So the fact that I was looking and they were looking, it all just sort of added up. my friend's dad set up a meeting. I went and I interviewed with Colin, my boss. Uh, you guys will probably meet him sometime. I'll see if I can convince him to sit down sometime. And uh, I don't know. We'll see. But you'll hear more about Colin and potentially hear from Colin someday. That's up in the air. But immediately clicked. He was a cool guy. He thought I was a cool guy. Thought I was a good fit. Came in, said that I don't have experience, but I am a sponge for knowledge. I'm ready to learn if you're ready to teach. So that's where I've been at since October of 2023. So we are coming up on 3 years there now. Wow. Wowie. That's been 3 years, man. I can't even ask you about that. I haven't even lived with you for 3 years. You don't even know about the whole thing. Man, time is a son of a bitch. Um, but yes. Uh, sorry, Arnett. I love you. Shout out PacSun. Shout out 270. But my job that I have now is my favorite job that I've ever had. It is the most fulfilling that I think a job besides being self-employed is going to be. I think. I think given enough time, I could probably think of something I might enjoy a little bit more. But I I want to run a clothing brand, and I want to run a business. So, working in a screen printing shop where I am producing clothes on a daily basis and having a relatively close relationship with my manager, who is, when he hired me, his dad was the owner, but he has since purchased the business and now he's the owner. And us having at least a relatively close relationship, I have an opportunity to learn even more about being a leader in a business sense. And I don't know, just assuming that position and being the best version of that you can. Yeah. Um I I like that job. It's cool. I like it and it's fun. And it's been, I'm gonna cross my legs and look a little fancy real quick. Uh get a little eloquent. I might start using some elaborate vernacular and get exuberant with my verbiage now that I'm being sophisticated about it. Hey, you've been very chill today. I greatly appreciate that. You were honestly doing much worse yesterday. So she's doing better. I hope I'm doing better. I hope you're having a better day than you were when you watched the first one. I'm getting lost and off track and all over the place. Let's get it back. Uh the probably the most important part of lore. Uh shit, I probably want to save this for like its own episode. Yeah. Uh I won't keep it from you forever. I promise to make it the next episode that I do. But my family used to own a pizza restaurant. We had it for a decade. We had it from 2010 to 2020. So exactly one nice little 10-year period of being a small business family. Uh, I hope you can sort of pick up the sarcastic inflection on that. It like I said, it's an incredibly significant part of uh Elijah's lore. So I'm gonna save that for a week from now, unless I sit down tomorrow and record it, and then I'll talk about it then. But you'll see it a week from this one. I'm gonna keep the releases spread out for now. I might bulk record because, like I said, I'm fired up. I'm juiced up right now, and I need to harness that and use it while it's here. But I will slow trickle the release so that I can keep the momentum going a little longer once the initial fire is gone. I'll be a little bit ahead of myself, hopefully. But yeah, my family owned a pizza restaurant. It was Bob and Luigi's in Bel Air. Shout out anybody who ever ate there who also is somehow watching or listening to this. Well, I mean, I guess if you know me in person, that's not the craziest thing statistically. But if you don't know me and you ate there and you're listening to this, hi. I specifically want to say hi to you because that seems like a incredibly small group of people. There's probably one. No, there's actually probably zero. Now that I think about it, it's probably zero. But if that's you, hi. Uh, Sorry that we had to close. I'm going to be very non-specific about the conditions of said closing until I have a chance to sit down with my parents and figure out what exactly they want me to sit and run my mouth on the internet about. Yeah. Like I said, we'll get into that a lot more in the future. But for now, I used to own a pizza place. Uh, sorta was crazy wild. Tore my family apart and sent us into the places that we are in now. But I will explain that more when the time comes. R.I.P. Bob and Luigi's. Um, there is also a chance that you know me personally and are aware of the fact that I don't have like the most uh streamlined way through my early, or I guess late teenage years to early adulthood. It's been uh I'm trying to think of the most effective word to use. It's been formative. Formative. That's uh that's the most strong but neutral word that I can think of. Formative. Uh but again, I can't just sit here and yap about all of these stories right now. I got to save something for down the road. We'll get into the intentional and non-intentional bonks of my head that I have committed, and I guess others have committed throughout the years. Cause I've my head's been bonked for sure. There's been there's been some head bonks, but think I think I made it out okay. Uh, I am hopefully with this and all of the other stuff that I am going to be working on and focusing really hard on, uh, doing what I want to do professionally. So that's good. I mentioned that I'm going to be getting my personal self together. I want to get my head right. I want to get my body right. I want to get my soul right in whatever context that means for me. I don't know, but I've sort of felt a desire to Jesus. Uh, I think I'm gonna accidentally poke a hole in the armrest of this chair, and I didn't buy it, so now I'm scared to put my elbow back. Uh, I'm gonna sit like this for the rest of the episode. Um, what was I saying? Fuck. The sound got me. My my reptile brain picked up a noise and said, um, I'm sure I was saying something. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to consciously take steps forward because I was sitting around waiting for something to change magically. But it's not going to happen. I got to do it. So I'm in a position to do it, and I'm going to stop stopping myself. Uh Jeez. Um I think that's everything for today. And we are approaching 1 hour. We are at I've been recording for 53 minutes. So I'm going to give myself uh passing grade for today. I think this was good. I think this was better. It seems a little less weird today. My theory was correct. That's good because uh looking back on it yesterday, I sort of felt like this, just like this. But today, I'm sort of maybe a little like this. And eventually I'm going to be like this. Eventually I will be this relaxed mentally. Eventually. Yeah, that's I'm going to leave you there. Episode 2 in the books. Episode 3, the the Pizza Chronicles, working title. Uh I will talk to you soon. Bye. I'm not good at this yet. I forgot to say it when I was recording earlier. Go subscribe here on YouTube. Uh, I'm gonna figure out the other streaming platforms and I'll be up there soon. Go subscribe or follow on there when those exist. Go follow me on Instagram. Like, comment if you have literally anything to say. Leave it. I'm happy to read it. I think that's it. I love you. Bye.